Hey there friends, I'm Nicole. I've lost 130 pounds and kept it off for 7 years. And in this video, I'm gonna share the 5 biggest weight loss mistakes that I ever made. Number 1. Taking away salt. At the beginning of my journey, I heard it was like really popular at the time that salt was bad. It was being pushed all over. And so I thought, well, if I reduce my sodium intake, maybe it'll help me lose weight and get healthier. But what I did was I took it overboard. I stopped salting my food and seasoning my food, and I stopped buying foods with salt in it. Anything that I bought was either no salt or reduced sodium. And Sassy, my husband, he was on the same weight loss journey as me. He was doing the same thing as me. 2 weeks into our weight loss journey, we started getting massive migraines to the point where it was making it very difficult for us to function. And we couldn't figure out what was wrong until we did research and realized the body actually needs a certain amount of sodium. And we were like, whoops, we took it way too far. So we started salting and seasoning our food again, and we focused on eating less, eating in a calorie deficit instead of focusing on the sodium so much. We started buying foods that we enjoyed instead of foods that didn't have sodium. Here and there, like we buy unsalted butter and reduced sodium bacon, but other than that, we really don't focus on the sodium anymore. After a couple of weeks, the headaches stopped, and we've never had any problems since. And the reason why I'm sharing these mistakes with you guys is because what I realized is these mistakes were sabotaging my weight loss and making it very hard for me to get results. I'm hoping sharing these with you guys will inspire somebody to maybe make their journey a little bit easier. And of course, I am not a doctor, I'm not professional, do not listen to this. Number two, skipping meals. So here's another place at the beginning of my journey I thought, hey, if I skip meals, that will help me eat less and then I'll maybe lose weight faster. But it backfired. What happened was when I skipped meals, especially breakfast, by the end of the day, I was so hungry. I ended up overeating and eating way more than I planned, and that would throw me off for weeks. So I found having 5 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks, and spreading them out 2 to 4 hours apart helped me from overeating, because there was always a meal or snack for me to look forward to. And of course, when you're eating in a calorie deficit, like it is normal to be hungry, but I wasn't starving because I was always fueling myself throughout the day, and that really worked for me. Skipping meals just caused me to eat more, and it was counterproductive.
I did that too. Like I would skip breakfast in the hopes that it would reduce my overall food intake for the day, but I would just end up emotionally eating, and eating probably double or triple what I would have ate at nighttime versus if I would have had breakfast.
And that's a good point, is Sassy and I both struggled with emotional eating on top of needing to lose weight. So anytime we took stuff away or denied ourselves, it actually caused us to do more emotional eating.
A special highlight for anyone that's struggling with emotional eating, we don't recommend the fads that are out there now where you don't eat all your meals.
Yeah, that did not work for us, and we both had severe emotional eating to the point where it was like taking over pretty much our entire lives. And that brings me actually to number 3, which is taking away treats. So Kyle and I did portion control, and for the very big bulk of our journey, we included portion treats every single day. It helped us lose 100 pounds, but after we lost our 100 pounds, we were getting ready to get married. We decided that if we took away treats, we could speed up our weight loss and lose all the weight that we wanted to lose by the wedding. That backfired. Taking away the treats caused me every night when Sassy wasn't looking to sneak the chocolate bars that we had set aside for the candy bar at our wedding. I ended up eating pretty much almost all the candy bars that we had bought for the wedding. Both of us, after the wedding was done, we ended up going back to emotional eating because we were denying ourselves. We gained 10 of the pounds back that we lost. And we said, we better fix this because we could spiral out of control and gain everything back. So
we've shared this story before, but we have a lot of new friends here, and we still see the same traps people are falling into on social media now, and nothing's changed in the 7-8 years we've been on YouTube. We see the same people falling into the same traps over and over and over again.
And that's why it's really important for us to make this video right now. And so we put the portion treats back in. We were able to get back on track like that. We didn't feel like we were denying ourselves anymore. We were able to lose the 10 pounds, that we had gained, plus the remaining weight that we had. And we've been able to keep that 130 pounds each off for 7 years because we corrected that.
We have like a lot of experience with keeping off 130 pounds each. And when a lot of you guys tell us, I'm doing so good, I've removed all treats, we get kind of scared because we know what's next. Like it's not a punishment, like we always say. Yeah,
it doesn't have to be a punishment. You don't have to take away the things that you love. And that actually is going to move on to my next point, number 4, which is whenever I focused on perfection and big changes instead of small changes and consistency, I failed every time. So by perfection, I mean, I would say, okay, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna be perfect health girl. I'm not gonna eat any treats. I'm gonna eat everything organic, clean food. I'm never touching any, junk food or anything again. And I'm gonna be perfect workout girl too. That was doing way too much, too fast, putting way too many expectations on myself and expecting me to be perfect when I'm a human. It's impossible to be perfect. When I started focusing on small changes, like I switched from regular pop to diet pop, I could be consistent with that because it wasn't taking something away. It was a small change that I can include and do every single day consistently. The same with another small change I made was Sassy and I ate a bag of chips each every night for a snack. Instead of taking the chips away, we ate a large bowl instead. So we still got the chips, but it was a change that we could be consistent with, and we were eating less because we were eating a bowl instead of a bag. Doing things like that allowed us to be consistent, build on the small changes, and that's how we were able to move forward, lose the weight, and keep it off. Before I get into number 5, if you guys want to know exactly what I ate to lose the weight, you can buy my weight loss guides. The links are all down below, along with the link for Hoodled HTLT subs. Use code Nicole to save yourself 10%. This is the new fruit cereal protein, and it is 2 thumbs up. Number 5, whenever I focused on what the weight loss and fitness industry or what others around me said was the healthy way to lose weight or the right way to do it, it always failed because everyone's different and different things work for different people. Whenever I focused on what other people said was supposed to work, it didn't work for me because I wasn't doing what my body and my head needed to lose the weight. And for example, I get a lot of heat. I have my entire weight loss journey for sharing that I drink diet pop. I've gotten heat in my personal life and on social media, online. If I had listened to the pressure and stopped drinking diet pop, I might not be here right now because diet pop literally saved my life. I used to weigh 275 pounds. My weight was causing me serious health problems to the point where I had sleep apnea so bad I needed a machine to help me breathe at night. I didn't want to give up pop. I was drinking 7 cans of regular pop a day. I knew if I gave it up, it would just cause me to gain more weight. So instead, I switched from 7 regular pops to 7 diet pops. I saved myself about 1,000 calories a day and put myself in a calorie deficit by making that one change that I could consistently do, and I saved my life. So what I learned is you have to do what works for you. Nobody knows what works for your body except you. You've got to trust yourself and do what works for you, not what works for other people. And another thing that I learned, one of the big points I want to end the video with, mistakes on a weight loss journey, they're normal. You're gonna make them. and that's okay. They're okay. What I learned though, whenever I made a mistake, instead of getting mad at myself or punishing myself for the mistake, I would look at it, where did I go wrong? Just like the ones I showed you in this video, I looked at where I went wrong and then I corrected them and I moved on. And you are worth it to be gentle on yourself, forgive yourself when you make a mistake, push through, don't give up, learn from your mistake, move on, because you're worth it to love yourself, treat yourself right, and reach the goals you want to reach.
And I'll just add in, the most popular weight loss channels on YouTube tell you to never eat bread and never eat chemicals and never eat basically anything you can find at a normal grocery store. The most people watch those channels, and we have more obesity than we've ever had in the world. So this is why we have to make our content and tell you what worked for these two people in the real world. And we don't care that the algorithm doesn't pick it up. We have to tell you guys the truth of what we experienced.
What worked for us was we don't worry too much about salt. We include treats. We don't take away bread. We don't take away carbs. We don't fast. We don't starve ourselves. We eat balanced meals. We allow treats, and we do things that we enjoy. We treat this as a fun thing because whenever we treated it as a punishment, it didn't work. When we started looking at it as fun and that we're allowed to enjoy the weight loss journey, that's when the weight fell off, and that's when we were able to keep it off.
One more thing I'll add in quick. I won't get on too much of a rant, but what I fell for is you can exercise off the weight. You cannot exercise off a bad diet.
Nope.
It would take me probably, in an hour of cardio that I do every day, I burn like 400 calories. One Big Mac is more than that. I could eat 5 or 6 Big Macs in 10 minutes. So you can imagine how hard it is, and that's another thing that the big channels push is exercise. Ab moves. It's not gonna work for weight loss.
The friends, I could barely move when I was 275 pounds. I had to eat less. That was all I could control because I had plantar fasciitis so bad I could barely walk. I could walk for 5 to 15 minutes, but I had to stop every couple of minutes. The exercise did not help me lose the weight in the beginning. It was the eating less, the portion control, eating what I liked in portions. We're not like some channels where they tell you what you want to hear. On this channel here, we tell you what you need to hear. We tell you what saved our lives. And we try to do it in a fun way, but we tell you, you gotta eat less. And whenever we denied ourselves and took stuff away, it backfired.
If we wanted to get more views, we could just say, do this one ab move, do a plank for a minute a day. We could tell you that, and we'd get way more views because that's always gonna be more popular. People always wanna do the quick fix.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be popular to tell you to eat less.
We don't have quick fixes on this channel, which is why we always tell you how many years we've kept the weight off. We've kept the weight off. Both of us, a couple, 7 years, we've each kept off 130 pounds because we enjoy what we do. We don't do quick fixes. It never worked. What worked was small changes, being consistent, eating less, doing exercise we enjoy as a bonus, and that's why we kept it off.
And we want you guys to start looking at what your ROI is when you're watching popular channels. Way bigger than us. What do you get in return that has stuck with you or got you results long term? What's your return on investment for watching the channels? And if you don't get anything from us, then don't watch us. And if you do, great, but we have to bring you the truth.
Yeah, and we like to give you things that literally saved our lives and things that you can actually do now. And if you want more of that, more fun weight loss tips that you can actually, be consistent with and sustain over a long period of time, watch this vid and this vid. We love you. This is why we do what we do and why we make the videos we make. No quick fixes on here, just how we got the results. We love you. Peace. Catch ya in our next vid, cuties. We out, cute.
See ya.
Bye. Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here, heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't give up.